Whether you're an avid traveler or only take flights out of occasional necessity, there are certain things that every airline passenger needs to know. You can study the TSA website from top to bottom and actually tune in for the steward's takeoff instructions to prepare for your high-altitude journey. But those guidelines probably don't tell you the nitty-gritty about what you should avoid during air travel. Luckily, we've put together some expert advice to help you steer clear of germs, discomfort, and inadvertent rudeness on your next airplane trip. Here are 7 things you should never do on an airplane. Don't rub your nose. In case you haven't noticed, airports are loaded with hand sanitizing stations, and for good reason. Thousands upon thousands of people come through from all different walks of life and tote along a host of differing germs right along with their carry-on luggage. And while you might already be cautious about washing your hands after a bathroom visit or before meals, the need for an extra hygiene routine is real when you're in a place as diverse as an airport. Experts caution that travelers should avoid touching their faces during air travel because that's the surest way to introduce germs to your own body. Dr. Gustavo Ferrer told The List, "Germs often spread when you rub or touch your face or nose. Resist the urge. We transmit germs from around the nose and mouth by getting in contact with our own secretions." Avoid the aisle seat. When it comes to choosing between the aisle or window seats on an airplane, there's more than just personal preference and space needs at play. While it might seem like the window seat would collect more germs, since people might tend to lean their heads on the walls to rest during flights, the aisle seats may just be dirtier. Dr. Jack Dibis told The List, "Aisle seats themselves get more exposure to germs from the amount of people walking up and down the aisle. You also put yourself into closer contact with more people by sitting on the aisle." Steer clear of the bathroom. It's not always possible to control our natural body functions in flight, so if nature calls, don't be afraid to use the airplane's restroom. However, if it is within your power to save a restroom visit till after landing, it's probably best to do so. Dr. Dibis told The List, "Airline restrooms are teeming with germs, even more so than a regular restroom. This is because of the increased use and the cramped quarters. Additionally, the airplane restroom should never be used for any, shall we say, recreational activities either."
Playtime is over.
Don't go barefoot. It might be tempting to slip off your shoes during a long flight to get comfortable just like you might at home. But this is a definite no-no. Not only is it unsanitary to expose your feet to the well-worn floors and potentially spread germs yourself, but it's also just plain rude. As Michael McGilligan, who manages the Hilton at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, told The List, "If you're flying somewhere tropical and need your feet to breathe, wear flip-flops. Otherwise, the aircraft cabin is not your living room. Nobody needs to see or smell the black dress socks you've had on all day. Your neighbor's nose will thank you for keeping your feet under wraps. And hey, you can always pack a pair of slippers to maximize your foot comfort without offending others in the process." Don't sprawl out. It might seem like a no-brainer, but space is not unlimited when it comes to air travel, especially in the economy class accommodations. So while you might need to get up and stretch your legs now and then to avoid cramping or clotting, it's definitely not courteous to sprawl out beyond the small space of your own seat. Your feet, legs, arms, or any other part of your body should not venture past the imaginary line that is the outer edge of your armrest. Aside from the common courtesy aspect, there's also a practical element to keeping your arms and legs in your own seating area. If your limbs are dangling in the aisleways, flight attendants might have trouble getting their refreshment carts through. So be kind, stay in your space, and definitely don't fall asleep on your neighbor's shoulder. Don't fight with the flight crew. In recent months, several airliners have made headlines for treating their passengers very unfairly and aggressively. In those rare cases, customers may have been right to snap back at the stewards. For the most part, though, passengers should not lose their cool when it comes to slighter inconveniences, like turning off your laptop during takeoff or being asked to check your carry-on luggage when the overhead bins are full.
I want my warm nuts!
Warm nuts, here you go.
You call these warm nuts?
It's important to remember that while flight attendants may be there to help provide as comfortable and enjoyable a flight as possible, they are also there to ensure everyone has a safe flight by enforcing the in-flight rules. Don't ask to put your seat back. When it comes to in-flight courtesy, passengers should try to err on the side of being overly considerate. But there is one exception to that rule. You don't need to ask your neighbor behind you if it's okay to lean your seat back. Why? Well, it's widely expected that passengers will use the lean back option, especially during lengthier flights, so it's not necessary to get permission. That said, you should be considerate of who might be behind you if you do choose to lean back. As McGilligan told the list, if there's a 6-foot-tall guy behind you and leaning back is going to put your seat on his knees, maybe just lean back an inch. If there's a 4-foot-tall kid behind you, feel free to lean it all the way back, but don't complain about being kicked once or twice. While you can likely file most of this advice under common sense, keeping clean and showing basic consideration during your flights can make a big difference between experiencing a rough ride and enjoying some smooth air sailing. Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.